continuing on. There is a misconception in the world, probably more in the United States, that you have to read music to play great. And I totally disagree with that.
Well, I can't do it.
So can you tell us about your musical experiences?
I was first chair drummer in school, and I couldn't read. I could read a drum chart just looking, at it, paradiddle slams and all that, but I couldn't read it and play it. But I could follow Harry Beadle. He was the main guy, emulate exactly what he did. But that was my first instrument was drumming, but I couldn't read, and I understand how it all stacks up, but there's only C to C. There's not a whole lot in there, but then there's it's never ending from C to C. When I started playing organ, B3, I just sat down and started playing. And I didn't learn anything or try to play like anybody else, I just sat down and started playing. I'd watch Booker play, My mom played piano, but I didn't play piano. She could read, but you move the sheet, she couldn't play. You move the music out in front of her, she'd stop playing. She didn't know where to go,
thing. Right.
Well, I couldn't see myself getting locked away into that kind of a
box
or trap, and I chose to not try to get my brain to work like that. And so everything I play, I've been playing by ear and singing. I didn't need anything to help me sing. I just started singing. When I started playing, there wasn't anything that I couldn't play. I could pick up a tuba, and I did it. In matter of fact, a baritone horn. I started playing right off. Tear up, Mary had a little lamb. But it was kind of big to haul back and forth from school. That was in the 5th grade. And it was kind of big getting on the bus and stuff. So when we lived in Diaz, Arkansas. So that had to go, I wanted to play drums, but those positions were filled. And I don't know, I was always drawn to music. Everybody in my family played and sang, Of course, it was singing in church every Sunday, and then Wednesday, Sunday morning, Sunday at night, and Wednesday, and it's like never-ending songs.
So what was your response to people who tried to put music in front of your face?
Yeah, when I went to Nashville the first time, I was like the new kid on the block, and everybody wanted to have Bobby Whitlock play, piano or organ or something, mostly piano on their session. And that's when Reggie Young was around, and Bobby Woods, he's still there. Gene Christman on drums, Mike Leach, but on bass, and Larry, lost his name, but the guitar player, Larry Byron. One time there was a session, and they called me and wanted me to play on this thing. My thing lasted about 2 weeks in Nashville, because I couldn't read anything. Well, hell, they have a number system going on. Forget about it,
Yeah.
All the top players in Nashville, and I'm playing the grand piano. And the producer stopped, and this was at Parrot Studios or something like that. Macaw, Parrot, some bird studio anyway. The producer stopped it, and he said, "Hey, Bobby, can you put a diamond on that?" I said, "Sure." And he went back off the thing, and I turned to Larry Byron. I said, "What is the diamond?" And he said, "Just do the same thing you did, but stop, I said, "Okay."
Why don't they just say stop?
I don't know, but they had all these charts. Tom Dowd, when Eric and I and Carl and Jim first went to Miami, and this is the only time Tom came out into the studio, all right? Eric and I were sitting back by the carousel where Jim was getting his drums and stuff in, and he already had his drums all set up because we had played, what song was it? I can't remember. It was I Looked Away or Bell Bottom Blues. Tom Dowd came out first. It was I Looked Away because that's the first song on the record, and he came out and had a chart for me and Eric. Looked at Eric and said, I said, we're going to have a talk, we're going to have a powwow about this. He came out with a chart for us.
Wow.
I said, we know these songs. We wrote them, and we don't need charts. We had a talk right then and there, and he said, well, you tell him you know him better than me because you know him from back in Memphis. And I said, all right. And I said, he needs to stay back in the control room. Don't come out here in the studio and try to tell us what and when to play. I said, we already got it together. And so he said, well, you tell him then, I said, all right. I got up and went in and told him because I knew Tom from Stax and American Studios. And I said, hey, man, we've had a little powwow. I want you to stay back here with these guys and keep the tapes rolling. No matter if it's one person that goes in there or two people, we decided we want to you just make sure that everything gets rolling. The only time it didn't was on Key to the Highway, and he was in the bathroom, and we started playing with it, and they did. He come zipping up his pants and saying, push up the faders, push up the faders. But he never came out into the studio until the very last day, and we recorded Thorn Tree in the Garden. And he came out and adjusted the one mic that we used. He moved it like maybe that far. He said, everybody stay where you are. He just walked out and he moved that mic probably that far. And we did the second take, and that was the one they used on the album. But that was the only time he ever came out into the studio while we were there. He didn't take offense to it. We didn't need somebody giving us direction and telling us what to play, when, and where.
Well, producers were meant to give direction,
Yeah, well, we didn't need directions.
Right.
That's the last thing we needed.
I'm just curious to know where did he come up with these charts?
He was listening to us as we were doing it.
He wrote the charts?
He wrote them. Forget about it.
You already knew the songs. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was astounded when he came out with these charts.
That's crazy. I've never heard of such a
but,
thing.
I don't know. He treated us like session musicians,
Right, right. Well, that's what he was used to, I guess.
Hey, what can I say, we fought real hard for our identity as Derek and the Dominos.
Right.
And that was keeping Eric we were all equals in that band.
Absolutely.
You see, and in every way.
Yes.
I
have your earlier promo, the very first promo package that was made for you guys, and it was all about the fact that you were one, the four of you.
Yeah, it says it. It says it in our Domino contract. I mean, when we signed it, it was we all equal shares,
right.
25. Eric and me.
Yep.
Which it's still the same.
But your promo packages went out that way.
Yeah.
So.
Stressing the fact that we were a band,
right.
not Eric's backing band.
Right, exactly.
But we were Derek and the Dominos.
Yeah.
I remember people when we toured in England, we would come off a train and stuff, and people would say, "Who's Derek? Which one of you is Derek?" Say, "Well, he is."
Well, it's funny. I mean, he wanted the anonymity at the time.
Yeah.
But
at the time,
at the same time, it wasn't helping your cause at all.
No, it wasn't helping our cause at all. We played an American tour, and most of the people didn't know who the hell we were until they got there and we played, and they never forgot it after that.
What I love is there are so many people that come onto the channel here and say that they saw you live.
Yeah.
The best shows they ever saw.
Yeah.
I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah. There'll be people that have grown up with this music. and it's become a part of their DNA. Well, great music, great art. It's the feeling of it. It's the emotion. It's that what you can't see it. Hits a certain place, and it'll always hit that certain place every time you hear that song, or see that painting. Yeah. It'll always move you because those songs were real. Yeah. They were real, and what we were playing was real because we never did it the second time the same way. It's just nothing has changed in that part for me. My first take, because the second one ain't gonna be the same, But when that, for me singing or whatever, I'd try this and try that, but I always go back to the first take. Yeah.
So one last question: if you had one instrument to take with you, and that desert island thing,
it'd be a grand piano, most definitely.
Really?
Yeah. I think that would be it,
You had dreams of being chased by a grand piano.
Well, I was chased by an upright piano. That's even worse. But I don't know, because a piano, I can sit down at the piano and it covers a lot of territory for me. Sure. An organ is a color instrument. It's like a giant painting machine, but one that is of musical color. A piano has the strings, so it's real earthy. Like a guitar. I was going to say guitar, but it has only 6 strings or 12, and on an island, man, you break a string, there you are. At least with a piano, you've got, I don't know, 70-something strings to break, That was the first thing that really kind of came to mind, was being out there with it.
How am I going to get strings?
All of a sudden, one of them breaks, they rust. On that thing with all that seawater everywhere. And sand all up in it. I had when I had my house in Ascot, I went to a piano factory, and as a matter of fact, it was a piano warehouse. And it was a great big place, and they had all these incredible pianos, all kinds of pianos. And I bought a 100-year-old Chickering grand piano and had it restored and painted white. And I left it, I don't know whatever happened to that piano. I left that in Ascot. I left that behind. And I had a A100 and a couple of Leslies. All this was crammed into what used to be a dining room.
I love it.
Yeah. And Revox recorders and everything. It was all cords and mics and stuff everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was full on volume, on 10, like, 3 in the morning, All those stuffy neighbors, man. I got a lot of letters,
No emails. You got letters.
I got letters, yeah. Notes on my door, that kind of thing. Mr. Whitlock.
I don't know what you're doing.
Would you mind terribly holding it down here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my understanding that house is still party house,
Oh, that house, yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
some things never change, But well, this has been fun, all right?
It's been weird.
There's lots of laughs and everything. And I'm glad everybody's enjoying our shows, and our little chit-chats that we have,
We're enjoying it.
It's therapeutical, for me.
Therapeutic.
Is it therapeutic? Therapeutical is good,
You can have it.
Yeah. Oh my God.